Hello and welcome to this week's podcast, Positive Recovery with Corinna, being made for www.Sobertownpodcast.come and my YouTube channel, Positive Living with Sobriety and Disability. So I'm away on location this week and I haven't brought my cookie jar with me. So I said to our lovely drifter, our setter-upper, my words aren't good this week, my fibro's bad, our setter-upper and runner of Sobertown Podcast, what would you like me to talk about? Give me a subject. And he came back with, would you please talk about what alcohol converts into in the liver? And I think he did this for a laugh because I can't get ordinary words out right now. So for the last 24 hours, I've been practicing acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde? It's pronounced slightly different in England and America, I think. But hey, I just said it, acetaldehyde. I may get stuck later on, so I'll just go, that thing, that chemical, if I do. But we'll give this a go. So that's where we're at today. So I'm going to be talking about acetaldehyde, but obviously we need to talk a little bit about the liver and alcohol and all that sort of stuff as well. So when we drink alcohol, as many of us know now, the alcohol that we drink is ethanol, and alcohol is actually a cleanser, an astringent, a disinfectant. It breaks down fats. It's used in our fuel tank for running our cars on. You know, it's not really meant for drinking, but we decided to convert it so that we could drink it. But when we think of it like that, we think, oh my gosh, is that what we're actually drinking? But yeah, it is. And that's why we have to add so many flavours to it, because otherwise it would taste pretty foul as it is just raw on its own. And when you think about it, you know, alcohol is just basically rotting vegetables and fruit or rye or barley or whatever's being used. You know, it's just rotting stuff. But anyway, it forms alcohol. Alcohol is formed with sugars and yeast, and we drink it. And when we drink alcohol, it goes through our stomach, and it's actually absorbed directly from our intestines, our gut, our big gut, into our liver. So that's why we get drunk a lot quicker on an empty stomach, because it gets absorbed a lot quicker. So that's why it's true, you know, line your stomach if you're drinking, you don't get drunk so quick. I'm not encouraging you to drink at all, obviously, because I know how wonderful it is not to drink. But if you must drink, and people do drink, it is true, you do get drunk quicker on an empty stomach. So the alcohol then goes to our liver. Now, our liver is our factory. It is amazing. Everything that we ingest somehow or other will end up in our liver to be changed into different products that our body can either use and utilise, or to break it down for us to discard it and get rid of it as a waste product. So it's like a big machine that's sort of breaking everything down. It's storing glucoses, it's storing different things to be used for later, it's killing off empty blood cells, even stuff that we use like patches, dermal patches and that we might take, or things that go under the tongue, like that we take, that does first go through the bloodstream, but that will always end up at the liver. So everything goes through the liver. It's a big factory, like a big conveyor belt, storing stuff, filing it for later, changing it and helping it to use things as well. So when alcohol gets to the liver, it is metabolized, so it's changed into a chemical called acetaldehyde. You see, hold on. Oh, see, here it goes. So that chemical, anyway. So what actually is it? What is this chemical? So actually what it is an air pollutant that we are all exposed to every day. And a lot of it comes from building materials and cigarette smoke as well. So that's the biggest form of where we get it. And it's also found in food. So I'm not ever going to lie to you on these podcasts. And like with the book I'm writing as well, I'm telling you the facts about alcohol, and I'm giving you some of my views. You might not always agree with things that I say, and that's absolutely fine. It's just trying to get a curiosity and getting you to ask the questions really amongst yourselves, and just investigating things yourself, just triggering things for you to do your own self-investigation. So I'm not going to say it's just found in building materials and it's just found in cigarette smoke and it's just found in alcohol, because it is also found in some of our food. Very similar to arsenic. arsenic is found in our food as well, and we know that arsenic is also found in our alcohol. And the reason for that is that arsenic is actually a metalloid that it forms in rocks, and when it rains it is washed off of the rocks down into the ground, and so whatever we're growing in that ground will contain arsenic, and rice is quite heavily polluted with arsenic. But then so is alcohol. But it would depend on the region that the products are grown. So there was a study done with some Californian wines that showed some of them had 4 times the amount of arsenic in than it should have in natural drinking water. Because some of our water will have it as well, because it all depends on where it comes from. And arsenic sort of, it causes things like headaches and nausea and all the things that you get when you're drunk, really. But it does get out of your body within 48 hours. Anyway, I've diversified, but it's kind of on track, because actually we know, we're told in lots of the books and that we read, that it will say that alcohol contains sort of arsenic and formaldehyde and 30 cancer-causing chemicals, but it doesn't very often talk about acetaldehyde. Hey, I said it again. And yet that is the most dangerous product of all of those chemicals that are found within the alcohol that we drink. So it's not actually found in, but it is metabolised in our body and changed into it. So why do we talk about this? Why is it poisonous? Well, it does actually cause cancer, and it does cause, or has been seen to cause, Alzheimer's as well. So the foods that it's found in that I've just mentioned is those that are really heavily processed and high in sugars. And what that can cause is problems with the liver. It can cause scarring to the liver, cirrhosis of the liver, and stomach and throat cancers. So alcohol really is a liquid poison. So what else have I got to say about? I don't think I've actually got an awful lot to say, apart from when it's broken. So that's the first part of the liver, that it's broken down into acetaldehyde, and then that is a poison to our body. And then it is further broken down. So lots of things that go through our liver will go through the first pass. So the first time it goes through the liver, it's called the first pass. So that's when it's broken down into acetaldehyde. And then usually a lot of the stuff will go through the liver again, and it's called a second pass. So then it is broken down into acetate. And then following that, it's broken down into water and carbon dioxide for us to get rid of in our body. So anything that comes into our body has to really change to then come out either through our kidneys and our urine, through our sweat sometimes, and through our bowels, but mostly through our kidneys. So things are then broken down further in order for us to get rid of them, so we don't keep them in our bodies. So they come in as one thing, they change to another thing, and often come out as something else. And that's it with most of our foods, really. Most of our foods and most of our drugs and medicines that we take, and all the things that we drink as well, especially alcohol. Probably apart from, so there's a couple of things, aren't there? So asparagus makes your pee really green or yellow, does it? I don't know. I'm talking rubbish now, aren't I? I've been talking that all week. Honestly, Andy keeps telling me, when you're talking bollocks, because my words keep coming out wrong. But I think I've done quite well. So I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. What was I going to say? Beetroot. That's the other thing, isn't it? When you've been eating beetroot, it all comes out purple. So don't panic. Anyway, I'm going to quit. I hope that is a really good rundown, just a very quick, brief rundown, because my words are all over the place. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Not another drop, no matter what. Don't drink that liquid poison. And as Drifter says, pour the poison down the sink, because it really is. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye for now.